opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Thursday episode of Running Point on YSNLive.com. As always, we are brought to you by our good friends in the top right corner of the screen, Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin town. They go the extra mile for you. We try to do the same here on this show every single day, and we'll continue to do so as long as we're running, right? So we thank Greenwood Chevrolet for their constant support of the show through all the twists and turns that this show has taken. They've never been shy about their support, and they've always been the presenting sponsor. So we thank them for being aboard. You'll hear a little bit more about Greenwood Chevrolet later on in the show. They go the extra mile for you. So we go into today's episode. Liberty fans, you're going to like this one. I know there's a lot of you out of there because Liberty Volleyball was, of course, the winner of the Baird Brothers Big Dog of the Year award last year with Lexi Muck. And that is one of the interviews that we're going to feature on today's show. Lexi Muck's player profile, along with the Coach's Corner season preview from Kelly Barley, the head coach of the Liberty Leopards volleyball team, as they gear up tonight to take on Crestview at home. It's going to be a big matchup for Liberty as they try to kind of prove to everybody, and themselves included, that they belong on the court with a team like that and they can compete. I think no matter what the result is, I think Coach Barley is going to look at this game as one that can really tip the scales of how their season's going to go. And it's going to be fun to watch what they can do. And we have two great interviews from that team for you today. So it's going to be a fun one. But first, like we always do, let's recap the action from last night. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. I know a lot of the soccer action got postponed because of rain. It was definitely a very stormy night last night, especially here in Boardman. Storms were throughout the night. Let's go into the scoreboard, brought to you by Burnett Pools and Hot Tubs. I'm going to put their logo right there so you can see that they are the now presenting sponsor of the YSN scoreboard, and we thank them for being able to make us one step closer to perfection with this scoreboard. We were able to start this kind of idea of putting live scores up on the website last year, and it got so much traction that it was an easy decision for Burnett Pools to come on and be a sponsor of it. So make sure to check out the scoreboard every day, and also check out Burnett Pools and Hot Tubs for your needs. If you have a pool or if you want a pool, they have the accessories if you already have one, and they'll also get you covered if you want to add a pool to your family household next summer. It's a great way to bond as a family, to jump into a pool on a hot summer day. Let's go into the scores from last night. Like you said, we can see a lot of cancellations on the soccer side, so we'll start with volleyball. Pymatuning Valley and Edgewood squared off, and Edgewood gets to sweep 3-0. So Pymatuning Valley cannot get the sweep of all the sports, as they won in both soccer matchups a day ago, but they can't beat Edgewood on the volleyball court. The Warriors get the win 3-0. Mooney starts Steel Valley Conference action as they beat East 3-0. Very impressive job by the Cardinals. Excuse me there. Cardinals coming off that tough 5-set loss to Springfield. They come out, the set scores were 25-18, 25-21, and 25-14. Jada Lane had 10 kills, 2 blocks. Brinkley Bear had 9 kills, 6 digs. Amara Anderson chipped in 6 kills for Mooney. Natalie Blasco set up well with 27 assists and 2 aces, and then Maria Pecchia led the defense with 14 digs. Crestview got the win in the first game of the year as they traveled down to East Liverpool, and it was a straight set victory by Crestview. Everyone knows they were going to be one of the dominant teams in the area, probably one of the best teams in the area, hands down across all divisions. And they kind of came out with authority last night. When we go over these stats that we were presented by head coach Alicia Hour, it's just a amazing number line that we have here. IBM, the future Pittsburgh Panther, led them with 17 kills, 5 blocks, 8 digs. Senior Grace Hour had a triple-double. No shocker there. She averaged a double-double last year and had plenty of triple-doubles under her belt. 10 kills for her, 19 assists, and 17 digs for Hour. Laney Hour had 7 kills, 12 assists, and 9 digs. And then Julia Blasco had 6 kills, 1 block, 3 aces, 14 digs. I forgot to mention that Grace Hour also had 6 aces. So a big night for Crestview against East Liverpool. The set scores were 25-15, 25-18, and 25-14 for that game. So Crestview gets the win in sweeping fashion. Lisbon got the win over Heartland Christian at home, and that was a 3-1 victory. They dropped the first set 25-11, and then came all the way back after that tough start and swept the next 3 sets. Final scores there: 11-25, 25-11 on the flip side, 25-18, 25-18. For Lisbon, Stephanie Stacy had 18 assists. Maddie Marshalik had 4 blocks in the night at the net, so good net defense from her. Eliza Baker had 10 kills, 13 digs, double-double for her. Izzy Landon, a good night for her, 5 kills, 12 digs. And then Chloe Dowd led the defense with 18 digs for the Blue Devils. They are now 2-0 undefeated on the season, and they will have a big one in the EOAC tonight as they host a powerhouse in Southern Local. We have the Cheney and Warren Harding game was moved, and then the champion soccer game was actually a JV doubleheader. They had two JV teams go down to soccer, so no varsity score there for the champion and soccer matchup because there was not a varsity game to be played. Lowville did beat Matthews. We had that score late this morning. 3-1 was the final score there. As we said, we saw both boys soccer games get canceled last night. Heartland Christian and Middle Ridge were canceled. So was Newton Falls and Warren JFK. Springfield and Crestview girls soccer was canceled. Garfield Champion girls soccer was canceled. South Range Hubbard girls soccer was canceled. Beaver Local Edison was canceled. Mooney and Warren Harding canceled. Poland and Boardman was canceled. Starting to sound like a spring sports day with all this rain affecting the cancellations. We don't like that, that's for sure. The one score we did get was one that barely went. Well, actually, it did. They just completed the half and then ended it at halftime because once the half is completed, you can make the score final. And it was in Akron, all Hoban in this one, 7-0. And the big night for Hoban was from Lauren Mahoney, 4 goals in the first half, as she had 4 of the 7 goals and Hoban rolled away with a 7-0 victory over Uniontown Lake. That was the only soccer score from last night. So there you go. Those are the finals from the Burnett Pools scoreboard, and we'll come back to it in a little bit later on in the show to look at what's going on tonight. It's a very busy scoreboard tonight with the weather looking a lot better, and of course, plenty of volleyball on the network as well tonight. But without further ado, we have 2 interviews to get to, right? So let's get to them. Well, we will start with the coach's corner and season preview from Kelly Barley, the head coach of the Liberty Leopards, and hear what their season's going to look like, some of the big names that we're going to see from the Leopards this year, and how exciting they are for the season. So here is Kelly Barley, the head coach of Liberty, here on Running Point, brought to you as always by Greenwood Chevrolet. Here with a Liberty Volleyball Coach's Corner and a season preview with Kelly Barley. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and talking about your team for a little bit.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
I want to start with kind of a meet the team segment. Introduce us to your roster, the big names that are going to be helping your guys, get to where you want to be, and some of the new faces the Liberty fans should be aware of too.
Yeah, absolutely. So starting with our seniors, we have Lexi Muck. She's a really big name, especially from last year winning that YSN Big Dog of the Year. She's going to play a huge factor for us, being our middle hitter and someone that we rely on to get the kill that we need and the block that we need. She'll be stepping up a little bit more this year, as she's probably going to play a little bit of back row to help generate some offense as well. Senior Mia Parker is staying at setter again this year. We're also looking for her to be also a hitter. We're running a 5-1 with her, but we are looking for her to get some hits with being a left-handed setter. That's a big weapon that we're very lucky to have from her. So we're also looking for her to have a great season, and she's been working all off season to just improve her game and get better, and it's really showing. We have senior Meadow Smith, who's stepping up to be our libero this year as well. She's been working all off season to increase her play and be ready to step up into the libero position. As far as juniors, Chloe Fleps is returning to us as well. She saw a little bit of varsity time last year, and she's one incredible athlete. She's going to be a very good defensive specialist with us, but she's also going to take some of the setting role as well when Mia is passing. We also have returning Trinity Patterson, who's a junior. She's an outside hitter. She's staying where she's at. Sarah Horn is a varsity newcomer. She'll be filling the role actually as an outside hitter, but also playing in the back row. Unfortunately, Brianna Dorenzis had a season-ending injury, so Sarah is doing a fantastic job of stepping up to take the role of Bree. And then some varsity newcomers as sophomores is Zoe Bank. She's been, once again, working incredibly hard in the offseason to just get her passing down, and she's an incredible DS for us. And then Amira Smith is going to fill the role, the other middle hitter, and be a great middle blocker for us as well.
When you talk about Lexi Muck, that's the one that the biggest name on your team. Obviously, last year winning that Big Dog of the Year on YSN. The big thing about that is your fans step up. I mean, she had to win 3 separate fan votes to win that Big Dog of the Year. What does it mean to you to see a volleyball program get so much support out of the community? And whether it be her voting for Big Dog or also the fans that show up to your games, you guys get a lot of support from this Liberty school system.
Yeah, it's great to have that exposure, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes don't put Liberty on the map anywhere. So we're glad that Lexi was able to win that. And we have a great fan base behind us. I know that all of us coaches in the program, our families are behind us as well. And Lexi deserved that. So any votes that she got outside of just our Liberty fan base was very well earned. She had a fantastic junior season, and hopefully she can win it again this year.
She was by far the highest voted volleyball player in the season, so she earned that absolutely, and we're happy that she's able to come back, and who knows, maybe she'll win Big Dog of the Year for 2 years in a row. Coach, let's talk about your schedule and start with your conference. Obviously, you play in a very tough MVAC grade tier with a lot of big name teams. Crestview being at the top of that list. A lot of people think they're the best team in the area, hands down, across all divisions. But you also got Garfield in there, Brookfield with a new head coach. A lot of good quality teams. What's it like playing in this conference, and what are you expecting out of it this year?
It's kind of an honor to play in this conference. I mean, obviously, you mentioned how Crestview is such a really good program, and they deserve everything that they've earned. But as our conference is so tough, and it's great to see how tough our conference is. I mean, outside of Crestview and Garfield, we went 5 sets with every single other team in our conference last year. So it's great to see that our conference is just getting better and better every year. And it's great to have that competitiveness with everyone in the conference. Girls are getting better. And as a coach, you love to see it. I mean, the nights are long when you're playing constantly 5 sets or going into any extra sets. But you love it because the competition is there and it just gets you ready for the district tournament. And it shows that our conference is very well-rounded because half of our teams made it a very long distance last year.
Outside of every team's goal winning the conference, outside of that goal, what are some things that you want to get out of conference play and you want to see your girls do every time they play a conference opponent?
I want to see them just step up to the challenge. Again, I feel like last year, a lot of teams were looking us to not come in as strong as we put out there, just because we did lose 4 all-around seniors. And that's extremely hard to fill that void of those players. But again, last year we did a great job of just stepping up to the competition. And that's what I'm looking for the girls to do this year, is just stepping up in conference play and proving a point that we're not just going to back down from anyone. And it proved last year, and hopefully this year again we can do that without going so many 5 sets. But we just want to, as far as goals, is be competitive, but also have a better conference record.
You guys were like 5-set machines last year.
We were.
It must have been a nail biting experience for a coach for sure.
Yes.
Non-conference matchups are just as important. They really make you stronger and get you prepared for the tournament. What kind of non-conference scheduling do you have? What teams are you really excited to play this year outside of the MVAC?
We opened up the season with Warren JFK, and I know they got a good program over there, so it's going to be exciting to have a test right out the gate. We also play Springfield again, which last year we had a great matchup with them. We were dead even with them, and I'm looking forward to that game as well. We also play Western Reserve, who we've played for the last 2 years, and each time we've just gotten better against them. And again, they have a great program over there, so it's exciting to play against tough teams like that. We also play Cardinal Munia again, which was an incredible match last year. I felt like that we played a better game, but we just couldn't close it out. So I'm excited for the girls to get another crack at them and hopefully pull through on that one. And then we play also teams like East, Cheney, Lowville this year. And then we're actually traveling all the way up to Cleveland to play Villa Angela St. Joe's. So we're exploring kind of a little bit outside of the area a little bit to go play some other teams. But out of conference play, like I said, is just as important too, to get better and see what the competition's like.
Let's also talk about, these in the last couple of weeks of preseason. You have a couple of weeks left. Actually, now it's closer to a week, actually. But to just fine-tune some things, get some more scrimmages under your belt, and get you as ready as possible for Game 1. What things do you want to see out of your team here in the next week and a half before Game 1 is upon us?
We actually had a scrimmage last night against Grand Valley, who's always good. Heartland Christian's always good. And so is South Range. And I saw a lot of good things, but there's a lot of things to tweak as well. I just want my team to definitely improve in the defensive side. We may not have the best offensive weapons in the area, but I want my girls to just really fine-tune their defense that they bring to the table. Again, Lexi is a really strong hitter, and it's going to be great to have her as an offensive weapon. But I always tell the girls not one person can define a team. So we have to really key in on our defense and get better in that aspect. And then also working on in scrimmages, closing out some of our games. We had a really difficult time with that last year, where we may be up in a 5th set or we'll be up 2 sets to nothing, and we just let the game slip through our hands. So we need to work on finishing out a game and just being more focused in on our goals that we set for each and every single game, but also the season.
One of the things that I saw from your team last year throughout the season as you developed was there's such an increase in volleyball IQ. So I'm wondering what you and the coaching staff try to do to really get the girls to understand the game more and to not just be the great athletes they are, but that they go out there and understand why they're doing things and understand the strategy of the game? What kind of things do you do to do that?
Yeah, I try to teach them a lot of tendencies throughout a game. So reading what a hitter's going to do, especially on the service line too, like knowing the tendencies of a server. Is she going to serve short? Is she going to serve long? Is she going to key for a couple of our passers that may have been having a tough go around for a game? But it's learning that tendencies and really just having a feeling. I try to really educate the girls on have a feeling of what that hitter, what that setter, what they're going to do on the other side, and anticipate it and know before the play actually happens. And I feel like a lot of the times too, I've had that tendency, and even when I played, like I always had just that feeling of what's going to happen before the play actually happens. And it's great to educate the girls on my past experiences and letting them know now.
That doesn't come from nowhere. Who are the people that are most responsible for giving you your volleyball IQ and being, putting you in the position to be able to tell them those things?
Yeah, so I actually graduated from Salem High School in 2015. So I was very blessed to be a part of that Salem volleyball program that was coached under Don Concert. Even though he retired from Salem after my freshman year, we still carried on his legacy until the year I graduated. He's a huge name in the volleyball world, and it was great to be coached by him and learn a lot from him and learn from all the coaches there. And the program speaks for itself. I mean, when you're a seventh grader like I was and you have Amy Scullion as a senior, you learn so much from her just even then. So it was great to come through that program and learn as much as I can. And then I was very fortunate enough to come back and coach the 8th grade Salem volleyball team a few years ago. And I got to be under Sarah Hamilton Phillips. And I got to learn a lot from her on just how to build a good team, how to develop girls from the start of 4th grade on, and really build a good team culture in a program.
Every year, high school coaches have to make that decision on whether or not to come back and whether or not they want to put in that time again and again every year. What made that decision easy for you to come back and keep doing this coaching thing and keep working with these kids?
I think there's just a special group at Liberty. The girls are dedicated. They want to work hard. And I think it was just that point that we want to do something. We don't want, again, Liberty just to be that school where everyone comes in and thinks that they're just going to beat us. We want it to be a long night for a team, and we want to just do well and prove points. And I love instilling that in girls. And that's really my drive to come back, is to instill in girls that no matter what happens every night, as long as you go out there and you prove a point, whether we win or lose, that's the greatest gift you can have. And that's something you can take away at the end of the night. But yeah, I just love coaching the game. I love teaching girls new skills, and I just love girls who didn't think they could do something and they end up doing it.
I want to give you the chance to also highlight your coaching staff and the people that are so intricate into making this Liberty volleyball program what does. Because we know coaches get the interviews and they get the name and the limelight, but you don't do it by yourself. So who are the people behind the scenes that really help you make this volleyball program as good as it is?
Yeah, so I have as my assistant / JV coach is Nicolette Furketic. Her husband is Josh Furketic, who is one of the news anchors at WKBN. So it's great having her by my side. She's I call her my calming person that I need. She's great because we talk about a lot throughout practices and scrimmages and games. And her and I are on the same page about a lot of things. We really like to be defensively minded. So it's great to have someone who wants to be a defensive team as well. And then you got Tara Williams, who's an assistant coach. She actually graduated from Ursuline High School. So it's great to have her to come over and teach the young girls. And she's a huge relator for the girls. So she's that coach who any of the girls, if they're just struggling, having a day, and they maybe don't want to talk to the head coach, she's there to be that bridge for them and someone to talk to. And she pushes the girl as well. She's actually been in the program longer than I have. So it's great to have her, who's been with Liberty probably 5 years now. So it's great to have her, who just knows the Liberty way and is able to talk to the girls and be someone there for them when they need it. As far as my junior high staff right now, I just got Alana Landers. She is a fantastic middle junior high coach. She's, again, wants a good relator to the girls, but she also pushes the girls to what we need. And she buys into what we sell up in the high school program. So that way, when the junior high kids become high school kids, they don't have such a shell shock. They know what we expect from the day they walk in.
we talked about your great fan base. Give them a shout out and when they can come and see Liberty for the first time this year.
Absolutely. So again, we open up with Warren JFK at home on August 21st. So JV will start at 5:30 and the varsity will follow.
No excuses, Liberty fans. You just heard it. You know where to go, where to be, and get out there and support the Leopards this year. Coach, we thank you so much for taking the time to come on, give us a solid preview of your team. We wish you the best of luck this year, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was Kelly Barley, the head coach of the Liberty Leopards volleyball team, with a big matchup tonight against Crestview in that MVAC. And obviously Crestview is the headliner, the flagship program, I guess you could say, of that MVAC gray tier. So Liberty wants to, prove to some people, like she said, prove a point, whether you win or lose. Go out there and let them know what Liberty is about. That's the end goal. And they're hoping to do that today. They're already 2-0 on the season, and Lexi Muck already has 40 kills. That's big news for their offense. But Mia Parker has also been a really good setter and helped out with the offense. She had 9 kills in their first game, double-digit kills in the second. So she has been racking up the offense. Their defense is pretty solid. So I think the one thing that Liberty needs to solidify, or the one question mark for them, I guess, coming into this season based on what we saw from them last year, is can they stay mentally strong through a whole volleyball match? Can they avoid giving up those 5, 6, 7-point rallies and, lock down, try to side out as much as possible to stop teams from getting a lot of momentum? That's yet to be seen, but I'll tell you what, when they have senior leadership like they do, I think mental toughness will be a strength of this team, and Kelly Barley is bringing some sustainability to that program and proving that she cares about the program, proving that she wants to be there for a while, and we've talked about that with other programs as well, whether it be volleyball, football, soccer, basketball, et cetera, et cetera. You can't build the program if you don't stay there, and Kelly Barley is giving this some solid ground for that Liberty volleyball program to stand on. So I'm excited about it, and I think it should be a fun one tonight in Liberty between Crestview and the Leopards. Let's go to a break as we get to the midline of the show, and on the other end of the break, you're going to continue to hear from Liberty Volleyball as we have the reigning YSN Big Dog of the Year, Lexi Muck. Her interview will be played at the end of this break. When we come back on Running Point, as always, we are brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Back in a bit.
Now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
What can you do on over 5,000 acres? At Mill Creek Metro Parks, you can discover unique habitats and wildlife, create memorable family moments, experience history, heritage, and park programs, explore scenic landscapes, take time to relax and be well, connect with nature and each other. Come see what's new at Mill Creek Metro Parks. Plan your trip now at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
And it's just a great feeling to put them in a vehicle and get them all excited about a new vehicle.
At the end of the day, our goal is to be someone our customers can count on.
And every day I'll go the extra mile for the community so they can trust us.
To do anything that would convenience the customer or make them feel more at home.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them and that we're not going to go away.
That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet. Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% saved, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
And welcome back to Running Point, Thursday episode on ysnlive.com. As always, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you. We try to do the same here on this show every single day. And one of the ways that Greenwood Chevrolet goes the extra mile for you is their award-winning service department. Greenwood Chevrolet offers service and repair, so you have access to the latest specialized technology and precise analysis from Chevrolet trained technicians who undergo regular training, so they're always up to date on the every component of your vehicle. Call now to schedule an appointment at Greenwood Chevrolet's award-winning service department, and make sure if you are in the need of that service, you do go nowhere except Greenwood Chevrolet. We have another interview on tap for you today. We heard from the Liberty head coach from the volleyball squad in Kelly Barley. Let's go into their senior leader and the reigning YSN Baird Brothers Big Dog of the year last season, Lexi Muck, coming into her senior season, trying to not only put up big numbers, but also maybe, who knows, repeat is Baird Brothers Big Dog of the Year. If Liberty votes the way they did for her last year, she's going to be hard to beat. Liberty really proved how supportive they are of their volleyball team. You have to win 3 different votes to win Baird Brothers Big Dog of the Year. You have to win one of your weekly nominations that you have right now for football up on Baird Brothers on ysnlive.com/big dogs. You have to win that, and then you have to win the semifinal round at the end of the season. And then you have to win the championship round at the end of the season to win Baird Brothers Big Dog of the Year. So 3 separate votes. Liberty fans got Lexi Muck at top of the list. And there's a big reason why. She's a great player. Let's check out her interview here on Running Point, brought to you as always by Greenwood Chevrolet. Anthony Hartwig here with a Liberty volleyball player profile, our first volleyball player profile of the year. And there's no better way to get it started than our reigning Big Dog of the Year champion in Lexi Muck from Liberty. Lexi, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
It's your senior season, so I guess the first question is, how does it feel to go into your senior year and know that everything you're doing now is going to be the last time you're able to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely sad. Like, I've been playing since 7th grade, so this being my last year playing high school volleyball, it's really sentimental, but I don't know, just make the most out of it.
A lot of seniors are able to kind of put these sad emotions away and lock in the intensity of a senior season. How have you been able to do that and just make sure that this year is the best year you can possibly have at Liberty?
I mean, I feel like all of us just playing our hearts out and really playing like it's our last game. And that's definitely a big goal this year. Definitely because Brianna Durenzis, she tore her ACL, one of our other seniors this year. And so a lot of our seniors were playing this year for her, and we're playing like every game is our last game. Because you never know what will happen, you know?
Right. I want to use the segue of that. Obviously, it's so unfortunate to see one of your teammates go through that kind of adversity, but what has it done for this group to kind of, take every game for what it is and not try to look ahead and not try to think about the future, but just live in the moment in this season?
Yeah, it's definitely pushed us closer together. I mean, we've had a lot of girls have to step up because of that reason. So, I mean, I feel like our team bonding is really like special with what we have.
Last season, you were one of the players that stepped into that leadership, light, and really became a big leader of this team last year. What have you done this year to even improve your leadership skills even more and try to carry this team as much as you can?
I mean, every ball, you just have to. I mean, it's me and Mia every single play, and that's how it was last year, and that's how it's going to be again this year. I mean, Mia's definitely a big help with me for that too, assists. So, and then this year we also have our 3 seniors are our captains, and this is my first year that I've been captain. So I feel like that's definitely another big role of stepping up.
You have played 2 matches so far, and you already have 40 kills on this season. What has been working so well in the first 2 games of the year?
I mean, it's like I said, it's really me and Mia. She's just every single ball. If we get a good pass, it's right to me, and that's definitely a big help. And also with our other setter, Chloe, that's how it is with her too. Every ball. I mean, if it's a bad pass, I mean, obviously it'll go somewhere else, but that's kind of what we've been trying to do is just wherever I can. I'm hitting back row this year too. So that's also a big help with that.
You keep bringing up Mia Parker, who obviously we all know from the many sports that she plays for Liberty. What has the relationship been like between you two, growing it over the years and now culminating here in this last season for you, being able to work with a setter that you're so comfortable with?
Yeah, I mean, me and Mia have been friends since kindergarten. We basically grew up together. So having her there and having us have that really good bond, that definitely helps a lot from her being my setter since 7th grade.
We know this community supports you guys well. Obviously, they went out and voted you Big Dog of the Year. You had to win 3 separate votes to get that nod. What does it mean to you to come out with one last season behind that crowd, behind that community, and to be able to represent Liberty one more time?
It's so special, honestly. I mean, I feel like everyone has our backs and recently for our season opener, I mean, our crowd wasn't that big, but definitely like senior night. And I feel like we're going to have a lot of support this season with it being us seniors last year.
One thing I know about Liberty is sometimes you might not get the biggest crowds, but they're loud. Like the crowd is always just super energetic, and volleyball is so, momentum driven. When you hear the crowd get behind you and you hear your teammates get behind you, what does that do for you out there on the court?
That is one of my favorite feelings ever. Just like everyone cheering, and that really boosts our energy and like how we play. I feel like if we didn't have a crowd like boosting us up, our energy just would not be great, but they definitely keep us up and keep us moving.
You come into this last season, I'm sure you set some personal goals that you wanted to achieve this year before you say goodbye to Liberty. What were some personal goals that you set for yourself?
I'm trying to get higher in the state in blocks. I think I was like 8th maybe last year, but I'm definitely trying to get higher in that. And then I wanted to get 1,000 kills. I mean, everyone wants to get 1,000 kills, but I didn't play varsity my freshman year. So, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm definitely happy with my stats right now. So I just hope that they'll get a little better by the end of the season.
You keep getting 20 plus a match. Who knows? You already have 40 and you're already 2 games in. One of the things I want to make sure we ask about as well is this coaching staff that you've been able to be under. Coach has really brought in some consistency into this program. She's stuck with you guys. And what's that been like for you to be under her and to be able to learn from the coaching staff that you have right now?
It's definitely helpful. From all the years I've played varsity for Liberty, or even just played for Liberty in general, I haven't had a coach more than 2 seasons, and this is going to be my second year on varsity with Coach Kelly. And it's definitely helpful that she wants to stay and she wants to push us, since we've never had that before. So I really admire Kelly and Tara and all of our coaching staff. They've helped me a lot.
You talked earlier about some players that are underclassmen or new faces to varsity that have had to step up and be a leader. We saw you do that a lot last year. What kind of advice have you given to your teammates that have had to come into the fold this year about what to expect from the varsity floor and how to really be confident in their own leadership abilities?
Yeah, I mean, me and Mia have talked a lot to the underclassmen about how, like, in volleyball, when you make a mistake, you just have to shake it off. Like, it'll happen. Mistakes happen all the time. And that's one of the things that I think messes up our team a lot, is that we make a mistake and we get so in our head. And so that's what I'm really heavy on telling the girls. Just once you make a mistake, just shake it off, and it like it never happened.
Your name does not stop popping up in the headlines after high school season is over, because obviously you play a lot of club volleyball at high levels. And I think we asked you this last year, but we'll ask you it again because you have one more year of club under your belt. What does that do for you as a player to go up against and play with such high caliber volleyball players and to be able to, see that on the floor at high school level as well?
Oh yeah, I love playing club. Club is just like a different level of intensity that I feel like you don't see during high school, because most girls, when they play club, they're playing because they really like the sport. And a lot of high school girls, they just play just to play. So I feel like playing club definitely raises that level of intensity. And I know I said this last year, like, I've met so many new people from club, and I've made a lot of new friendships from it too.
You're a senior, which means, unfortunately, we do have to talk about the future outside of Liberty and what you want to do after you graduate and after you leave the Ysn coverage area. What kind of things do you want to see yourself accomplish after you graduate from the Leopards?
Well, right now I'm currently in contact with a college coach. So my goal is to play college volleyball. So I should be signing sometime soon, but the money and everything. So I don't know. We're taking our time with that. But I want to major in early childhood education to be like an elementary school teacher. So that's what I have going.
When you think about that career path that you want to go into, what is it about that makes you want to go into it? Is there an early childhood education, maybe someone in your life, or is it just something that you've always felt like you would be good at?
I've always, ever since I was little, I've wanted to be a teacher. I really don't know why. I love little kids. Like, I love babysitting. I love doing all of that. So I feel like I've had my mind set on that for so long that I can't just change it. Like, I know that's what I want to do.
Speaking of dealing with younger people, obviously now as a big name on the varsity volleyball stage, you get to be a role model to all the people that are going to future Liberty volleyball. What's it like to see so many younger girls that are coming up in the ranks at Liberty look up to you and say they want to be in Lexi Muck's shoe one day and be the girl that's 8th in the state in block, et cetera, big dog of the year?
It's so special. I love being that person that, you know, the girls look up to. I've gotten told a bunch of times that like girls want to be like me, and I just think it's so cool cuz like I was one of those girls when I was little that wanted to be like one of the older girls, and now I get to be in that leadership standpoint. And I just think it's so special.
Who were some of the girls that you wanted to be like when you were growing up and watching volleyball as a kid?
Definitely on Liberty's team, Allie Jones and her whole like senior class. Cause I was a sophomore. It was my first year on varsity when they were seniors, and I looked up to them so much. And still to this day, I keep it in my mind that I try to be like Allie all the time on the court, because she was one of the best that Liberty's had. And I think that her being a senior my first year on varsity really helped for me to get to know like her playing habits and everything.
It's also your last year in the school system at Liberty. Who are some people in the school system of Liberty that you're really going to miss being able to see every day and to be having a part of your life after you graduate from the high school?
Definitely the whole volleyball team. I don't want to like think about just having to leave them. I'm so sad about it. And like my best friend Brianna, like because she'll be at home when I leave, so that's going to be really sad. And just a lot of the staff members at Liberty, they've done a lot for me since I've went to Liberty since I was in kindergarten. So they've known me my whole life. They've done so much for me, and I don't want to leave.
When you think of people that have made an impact on you, role models and people that you look up to, who are some names that come to mind in your life?
Definitely, like I said, Allie Jones and them. And then there's a lot of older players from Thunder that I've looked up to. Like when I think I was a sophomore too. A lot of the seniors and juniors on Coach Marcus Hayden's team, a lot of Poland girls and stuff, I always looked up to them. And there was also a lot of Thunder coaches who are alumni from Thunder and everything that like I've watched them play, like Alex Fisher and Kate from Austintown. I've looked up to them a lot since they went and they played in college. So.
All right, before we let you go, one of the things I want to ask is off the court, some of your favorite things to do. Obviously, we know that you're a big member in band. We got to know you about that last year. It's your last year in band as well. It's your last year being able to do that. What's that feeling like?
That's also sad. I mean, I'm not as big into band as I am with volleyball, but I've been in band since I was in 5th grade. So, I mean, that's definitely going to be a really sad, like, end of an era sort of thing. But like I said, just for volleyball, you got to make the most of it. Play everything like it's your last.
What other extracurricular activities are you involved in outside of, obviously volleyball and band that are just part of the high school experience that you think you're going to miss?
Yeah. I mean, this year, I think is my first year that I might play basketball. So that'll be like one of the things, like, even if I play 1 year, I know that I'm going to regret not playing the other 4 years of my high school career. But just being in like all of those different activities and being around everyone at school, like when I was a freshman, I did not think that my senior year was going to come this fast, and now it's already here. And I know for a fact that the rest of this year is just going to go by so fast.
All right. How are you going to repeat as Big Dog of the Year? You have to give a shout out to the Liberty community and give your, I guess, candidate speech to voting for you again this year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how I won last year. I really don't. I did not think that was going to happen, but I don't know. I mean, I think everybody who gets up for Big Dog works really hard, and everyone deserves it. So I don't know. We're just going to have to see what happens again this year.
Got to be tough to beat if Liberty votes like they did last year. Lexi, before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to thank your support system, all the people in your life, anyone that you think deserves a shout out before the end of this interview. I want to give you the time to give it to them.
Just my family and everyone that has supported me throughout freshman to high school year, my volleyball team, my friends, my club team, my school, just everyone that's been there for me, honestly.
All right, Lexi, thank you so much for joining us today. We wish you the best of luck in your senior campaign, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.
And that was Lexi Muck from Liberty, and they're getting ready for her senior season. And Liberty's off to a 2-0 start, and they will play Crestview tonight, as we said before. And that is a perfect segue to go back to the Burnett Pools scoreboard and look at what's happening tonight in the sports world in the area. This is Wednesday's scoreboard, so all you have to do, if you're on the page, is scroll down to the bottom. Use this little scroll tab to go down here and then go to the next day in the lineup, which is August 24th, of course. A lot of games to be had tonight, as you can see, a very busy scoreboard. And we'll start on the volleyball side. Ursuline will host Maplewood. You can see the times there, normal time for that. Edgewood and Perry, a nice rivalry there. They'll square off in Edgewood. Edison will host Weir tonight. Liberty, of course, as we've talked about, will host Crestview. Big one in Austintown is Fitch and Lakeview. Get together for a non-conference matchup. In the EOAC, the Eagles travel to Columbiana. South Range will go to Hubbard. Is there 1-0 in the NE8, trying to go for 2-0. Brookfield hosts Champion tonight. Boardman will travel to West Branch. Pymatuning Valley goes to Conneaut. Beaver Local will host Union Local. Jackson Milton goes to Middle Ridge. Sebring goes to Lowville. Girard will travel to Struthers. Campbell Memorial will travel to Newton Falls. And then Garrettsville Garfield will go to LeBray. On the boys soccer field, plenty of action as well. Champion hosting Lakeview. That should be a good one. Middle Ridge and Jackson Milton squaring off in an MVAC matchup. Beaver Local hosts some Lions. Fitch and Poland squaring off tonight in boys soccer. West Branch travels to Hubbard. Campbell Memorial goes to Niles. East Liverpool will travel to St. Clairsville. And then Salem will go to Ursuline. Last but not least, on the girls' side, tonight we have Springfield traveling to Crestview. That should be a big matchup in the MVAC. Newton Falls will travel to Waterloo. Beaver Local goes to East Liverpool, and that big rivalry down there between the red and the blue. Lakeview goes to Champion. That's going to be a very, very good matchup. Both of those teams, very good soccer programs. Taylor Kuhn highlighting Champion's offense. She had a hat trick in their last game. We'll see what she can do tonight against Lakeview. Girard will host Niles. Howland goes to Salem. Poland goes to Boardman. And then we have Streetsboro going to West Branch tonight. Those are your games on the Burnett Pools scoreboard. Let's go into where our announcers will be tonight. As we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 volleyball games on the network. And it will be Beaver Local being covered by Chris Sigler. He'll be down there in the Beaver's Den. 6:30 start time. Liberty and Crestview will be covered by Matt Marr. I will be in Middle Ridge for Jackson Milton and the Rams squaring off. Ty Bartell will be in Fitch as they welcome in Lakeview. Eric Hughes going to Lowville for the matchup between them and Sebring. And United in Columbiana will be covered by Joe Eusebio. We also have Girard and Struthers being covered by Matt McConaughey. And then South Range and Hubbard will be covered by Zach Svensson. Oh, someone's on the girls soccer. Boys soccer. No, girls soccer. Sorry. Girls soccer, Lakeview and Champion. Good thing that's going to be covered because that's going to be a big one. CJ Bacco will be on the call there. Nate DeCross and Quinn are going to be going to Crestview for Springfield and Crestview. They'll both be there for that one. Newton Falls and Waterloo has been postponed. So that one on the scoreboard there, you can see the second from the bottom. That one's no longer happening tonight. On the boys' side, Dom Polkovich and Rowan Urbach will be at Salem at Ursuline. That's going to be at YSU. And then if CJ can make it to champion in time, he'll be there for the boys-girls doubleheader. Boys kick off at 5, girls at 7. We also have the Austintown Fit Show at Sandwich Inn tonight with DJ Yoakley as well. So a very busy night in the network. It can all be found at ysnlive.com. Make sure to check it out. That'll do it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow from 1 to 2, and we have a lot of football to talk about. Fridays are for football, and that's what we'll have tomorrow on the show from 1 to 2. Enjoy your night, everybody, and we will see you all